Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're talking about the review of the Woman King movie in terms of sex, nudity, violence, gore, and profanity. Please note that while we do our best to avoid spoilers, it's impossible to hide every detail, and some important plot elements may be revealed. Before the detailed evaluation, let me briefly mention the plot of the movie. The movie is a historical epic that is based on the alternate history of the Kingdom of Dahomey, one of the most powerful states of Africa in the 18th and 19th centuries. The film stars Viola Davis, Thuso Mbedu, and Lashana Lynch. Let's move on to the evaluation results. The film has been rated PG-13 by the MPAA ratings due to sequences of strong violence, some disturbing material, thematic content, brief language, and partial nudity. In terms of sexual content, violence, and strong language, it has been assigned 3, 7, and 2 points out of 10, respectively. The Woman King movie includes an implied sex scene, discussions of rape, and partial non-sexual nudity. The details of these scenes are the following. A young woman is shown wrapped in a sheet, cleavage and bare shoulders visible, and a young man returns to the room shirtless, bare chest and belly visible, sex is implied. A young man touches a young woman's hand and the two stand side by side. A woman is frozen with fear when a man removes his face covering and she has a flashback to being raped by the man. As well as others, we see movement and hear grunting. A woman says that she was raped repeatedly when taken captive when she was younger. She says that when she got away she was pregnant and hid the fact until she delivered the child and gave her up. One woman claims that her mother sold her virginity when she was 14. And asked her mother for help when the first man came, but she didn't. When the woman didn't help her child by the third man, she burned him with an ember. We see a scar on her palm. Women are called virgin soldiers. A man emerges from the water completely naked, revealing his bare chest, stomach, hips to legs, and hands covering his genitals. A young woman comes out of the jungle and picks up his clothes, talks to him, then gives his clothes back. Several scenes feature a shirtless man, with a bare chest, belly, and back visible. In some scenes, women wear a small top that reveals cleavage and bare abdomens, and in some scenes, women wear a low-cut dress that shows cleavage and bare shoulders. So, the sex nudity point is assigned as 3 out of 10 for this movie. The movie contains several battle scenes that include stabbing and slashing as well as hand-to-hand combat leading to bloody wounds and death and a few arguments. The details are the following. Women with weapons stand in tall grass and men in a nearby camp arm themselves. Two groups collide, slashing and crushing sounds are heard, and people are seen being beaten to the ground. A man slits a woman's throat, later seen her dead with blood running down her neck. A woman puts a large knife to the man's throat, interrogates him, and slits his throat. You can hear the bruises and see the blood. Many soldiers are preparing for battle, with women throwing flaming torches to the ground, igniting flames until they reach gunpowder-filled containers, which explode and blow the men into the air, setting the camp on fire. People fight with punches and throws. A young woman is knocked to the ground, and a man's leg and back are cut by her, blood scene. Another young woman uses her sword at the end of the rope to kill others and is thrown over her ridge. She rolls down and hits her head and is later shown as a prisoner. Two women beat a guard and one steal a gun to escape a slave auction. They fight several men, one is held down by 2 men, and another come back to help her and is shot twice in the back. You can see blood in his mouth. She dies while the second woman cries and screams. A man on horseback attacks a woman and she kills his horse, which falls over and throws the man to the ground. Men and women fight with swords and hand-to-hand combat. The woman is repeatedly slapped in the face and wrapped around her neck. A blade is pressed toward her until she turns the blade and stabs the man in the abdomen, killing him. A woman places a basket on the ground in front of a man, and when she kicks it over, we see some heads fall out. A man and a woman stand with double-edged weapons pressed against their shoulders. The woman approaches the man, the blade pierces her skin, the man pulls it away. And the woman wins. You can see blood on her clothes. Several individuals are evaluated, doused with water, and lined up on a platform before being purchased as slaves. A man looks at a woman, opens her mouth to check her teeth, and squeezes her breasts with her clothes on. As men with guns ride into the village on horseback, they see many bloody, bruised corpses. Women train and practice in several scenes using weapons and hand-to-hand combat. A woman looks shocked, and we can see that her arm is broken. The bone bulges out unnaturally under her skin. A young woman pushes her bones to reset them, and an injured woman suppresses her screams. We see a woman cuts the arm of her newborn baby and later understand that she puts shark teeth under her skin. The baby is crying. A woman cuts the wound on a young woman's arm, and the young woman pulls out the shark teeth from under the flesh. We hear tales of groups with horses and guns terrorizing the people of the kingdom and selling them into slavery. One woman recounts how she gouged out her enemy's eye with her sharp claws. A young woman is shown arguing disrespectfully with a woman in several scenes. A woman talks about carrying a man's genitals on her belt. During the ceremony, several young women are seen having their arms cut off and their blood being poured into bowls and the blood being poured into large vessels as the women sing. In some scenes, a skull can be seen on the pike. A woman is seen giving birth in the jungle, with blood on the ground. The woman has deep scars on her back and her arms. In some scenes, we see bloody wounds being tended to. So, due to all these scenes, the violence gore point is assigned as 7 out of 10 for this movie. In the movie we hear one anatomical term, 3 mild obscenities. Name calling, obstinate, arrogant, regular old woman, dumb, sloth, silly, banty rooster, ambitious, foolishness, cruel, common soldier, arrogance, stupidity, nonsense. And one religious exclamation, God bless you. So, profanity point is assigned as 2 out of 10 for this film. Let's sum up. The Woman King movie is rated PG-13, meaning parents strongly caution. By the MPAA ratings due to sequences of strong violence, some disturbing material, thematic content, brief language, and partial nudity. Moreover, in terms of 3 different categories which are sex, nudity, violence, gore, and profanity, it has been given 3, 7, and 2 points out of 10, respectively. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the video. Comment the movies that you want to be reviewed below. See you next time.